just maybe dealing with some of the kids on campus, kind of the obnoxious crowd, or the very loud, or the loud crowd, or people that say things that aren't really, nice or appropriate. Just listening to things during passing period, some vulgarities or profanities, or seeing fights happen, or just things of that nature. Not really a welcoming feel to the campus.
I think coming into high school, big challenges are making connections with people and being able to work with others in a really productive manner. I think that by being so busy with so many sports and different activities, for example, I do FFA and I do leadership and site council and take IB classes, it's hard to manage my time. But I think that when you have the right people on your side and you've made these strong connections, it makes your whole high school career all the more prosperous and enjoyable.
I lived in Nigeria for the first 16 years of my life, so I moved to America and I came here. My parents died when I was 14, so my mom's immediate younger brother, my uncle, and his wife, my aunt, they adopted me, and it took me 2 years to get my papers to come here to stay with them. So I'd say the greatest challenge I had to face was when I first transferred. I felt like I felt a little lost. I mean, the school was welcoming, but it was just more personal reasons. I felt lost, and it took me a while to find my way, but I got in programs like a leadership program here at RHS, and that really helped me a lot.
I think that, challenges I face are being focused. I deal with all different types of things, especially stereotypes around the school. I believe all races and ethnicities deal with that every day, with, going to school. Because I look at a website called Black Caucus. It shows the African-American graduation and all that. So it kind of like, it motivates me to want to do good. So, challenges I face are at an all-time high. Some can be good and some can be bad, and some can lift me up to, do better in what I want to do. My dad, who grew up in Vallejo, he didn't have a dad with him, and he faced plenty of challenges. His dad was, not being a good father to him, and, he was raised in the bad part of Vallejo, and he had different challenges, drugs, all these different things that he could have leaned towards, but he chose to go a different route. So me being an African-American or any race, I challenge with, alcohol, drugs, all those different things that are real and that not a lot of people like to talk about, but it's real life, and I deal with it every day. People ask me, you want to buy this? I'm like, and it takes me to say, you know what, if I do go that route, where can I be?
Support the students, don't put them down. They're working hard in your class, so I think you should work equally as hard, teaching them, giving them everything you can to make them a better person.
Some of the things I would like to see done differently in my school are the teachers. Hopefully we would get more teachers that involve themselves a little bit more with the students. We do have a lot of teachers, and fortunately I've had them as my teachers, that actually care for the students, take the time outside of school, and when they're not getting paid, and they still take the time to help students outside of school and also with their social life. Like if they see something wrong family-wise or anything like that, they're there to help them out.
I wish the administration would kind of ask, I wish they cared more about the students. It doesn't feel like, I guess they care because it's their job. They kind of just do it based on statistics and everything like that, and it doesn't feel like they're talking to us. So maybe just having the administrators just I don't know, just one day, just get a few different kinds of people just from every kind of background, one of each, and just talking to us and asking us how we feel about certain things. If certain things were taken away, how would that impact us? If certain things stayed, how would that impact us? Because this year I take some regular classes and IB classes, and it feels so divided how everyone feels about each other. They're like, oh, those IB and leadership kids, this and stuff like that, and then vice versa, that happens, and I feel like they bring that upon us, because before STAR testing, the counselors and stuff like that will come into IB classes and be like, you guys just can't play around with this. You guys should feel like this is important. They don't do that to all the classes, I don't think, because no one seems to care, and they're like, no, they didn't come into our class. Like, maybe you should go to everyone's class and tell them that the STAR testing is important instead of just the IB classes because we score high.
I would like to see a better relationship between the students. Personally, I'm in leadership. I'm one of the officers, and so I would like to see a better relationship between administration giving us support in our activities, and then also a lot more support from our students, getting them involved in activities such as rallies or homecoming, or just even support for our sports teams. It's hard to show that to our team when there's no one in the stands.
To be honest with you, I mean, we all have our own stereotypes. Even I've stereotyped some people. I've looked at some Filipinos and said, "Oh, he must have good grades." I mean, it's a stereotype. So we kind of do it and don't really realize it. And I believe that everybody has a bit of a little piece in that is stereotypical towards people, when we should first learn a person and then make our certain characteristics about them and how we think they feel. But racism is not dead. It's still alive today. But that's not the issue. That's not the issue. And a lot of people like to make that as an excuse, like it was once said that the white man or this. But it's really you. It's how motivated you want to be to do things. So I think racism is just, it's there, but we should be able to move beyond racism.
I would like teachers to know that I'm motivated, dedicated, I'm really inspirational, I don't give up, I'm always committed to everything I do, and that.
Probably just, I like them to know just that I work hard and I'm trying to be a good student, the best student I can be, just kind of basic, I guess.
You don't want students to feel unsafe at a school. That's defeating the whole purpose. You don't want to come into a school and feel like other people can be harmed or yourself can be harmed. You don't want to ever have to think about that in a school environment. No, I feel safe at the school, but just what's happened around other schools, it just kind of shows you how it can happen here.
If I could tell my teachers anything about me that would help my education, it would probably be that I'm a hands-on learner, and I like to do things hands-on and like be involved in the activities. I don't like to just be sitting there and reading a book and like answering the questions. I like to discuss it with my group members and talk to them about it, and then like do hands-on activities. 'Cause I think that's what's going to help me remember it the most, is the memories I get from actually acting the stuff out and doing it, rather than just sitting and reading the book.
My first language is Hindi. It took me, I'd say, about 2 years to catch on. It's easier to learn an accent or to get an accent when you're younger. I don't know, sometimes I run out of words and I can't really describe the feeling I feel, and I don't know, it's really odd, but if I have to write in English, I think I'd be okay if I'm given a good amount of time.